So the Personal Discipleship Plan involves someone starting off by looking at something called Gifts for Everyday Faith. And that's a simple 5-minute questionnaire where you reflect on what your core gifts might be. What do you enjoy? What gives you passion? What sort of person are you? And after that, which only takes about 5 minutes, and after that, you can then think about having a conversation with someone who will encourage you. So we've trained in Oxford Diocese about 500 lay and clergy together are encouragers.
So a notice came out in church inviting us to take part in a personal discipleship plan. And I have to say, to begin with, I was slightly cynical about it because I just had this feeling that it was going to be a cunning way of deciding that my discipleship was involved with taking on more roles within the church, taking on the coffee rota or handing over more money or, all these sorts of things. And actually, I could not have been further from the truth in what I was thinking. It was just so enhancing, really. It was just so different from anything else I'd done because so much of our time in church is involved in the sort of nitty-gritty of running the church and keeping the show on the road. And this was completely different because this was all to do with me and what I could offer and what I was already offering, which I wasn't really even giving any consideration to. And suddenly it sort of gave it some sort of validity, really.
So for us within the diocese and here in Witney, really importantly, this is not about trying to fill up our rotas. It's just going to the very heart of their relationship with God, how they can grow in their faith in Jesus, and how they can be equipped to see all of their life as being relevant to God and their Christian discipleship as throughout the week, not just on a Sunday.
And so someone who had a personal discipleship plan or who might be interested in having a personal discipleship plan would simply be invited to have a conversation about their faith, about what they enjoyed doing, about how they were noticing God in their life, and then agree a couple of next steps to go forward. And then they would have another conversation, if they enjoyed it, after a few months. So the personal discipleship plan involves having 4 conversations a year. Every few months, having someone to encourage you. And one of the only rules with the Personal Discipleship Plan is that it will be a positive conversation, encouraging you to notice where God is in your life and how you might share your gifts with the world.
We just met at my house. It was pre-pandemic, so we were allowed to sort of meet up and share a bowl of soup and just chat. And he was asking me various questions and getting me to think about, similar to what we're doing now, really, getting me to think about what I did and who I am and what's important to me, and all that sort of reflection that you don't necessarily spend time doing, really. And then as a result of that, he could then feed into me all sorts of other suggestions of things that I could do, things that I could read, pages that I could see online.
And so for me, I've done that and been guided by somebody else, as at the same time I've been doing that for other people. So it's a process that you enter into yourself. It's not something that you do to other people, but you share in as part of that.
Enabling everyday faith is so important because I think for too long the church can be accused of being inward looking, and we only actually gather to be sent out, go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Everything we do is for the sake of God's world. And so our Monday to Saturday faith is so important, and everyday faith captures that and helps us to focus and be an outward facing church.